This is a daily chart of Zillow, and if you like earnings plays, then this video is for you, because Zillow will report earnings tomorrow on Thursday, August 6th after the bell, and I believe odds are we will see a significant move in one direction or the other, and I just love this setup. We've made this high here in February, then we contended with that high for a couple of weeks, and now we moved above it and are coiling between 65 and 70. It looks to me that price is simply waiting for a catalyst to either move significantly higher or significantly lower. Another thing that I really love about this is that there is a significant short interest in Zillow, some 21%. And this means that assuming we have average daily volume, it would take those shorts 7.3 days to get out of their short positions. And if we are short, that means if we want to close that position, we have to buy back the stock. So there's a lot of potential demand for the stock simply by shorts covering their positions. I love that. And what I'm really liking is that the stock is hovering at all-time highs, because if you are short the stock and the stock is at all-time highs, it means you are underwater because the stock was never higher. So you could not have shorted it at a higher price. So you must be sitting on a losing position. What happens to a losing position if the stock gaps up by 10, gaps up by 15, gaps up by 20%? The pain increases. And what I really like about a short squeeze is that the buyer, who then wants to cover their short position, becomes price insensitive. He just wants the pain to stop, or he gets a margin call and becomes a forced buyer. That is the best thing that can happen to a stock. Another thing that I really like here is that we have a very famous short in the name, and that is Steve Eisman. It's the dude we know from 2008, 2009. He was betting against the mortgages, and he made a lot of money, and he earned a lot of credit. I'm sure he's a very smart, probably very nice guy. But I think his analysis is very one-dimensional, because he simply looks at a balance sheet and thinks that is all there is in analyzing a business. I believe that is simply ignorant, because there's a lot more to it. It makes sense to use a balance sheet to analyze a business if it is mature, but when it is rapidly growing, when it is disrupting an industry, which then implies that the business is reinvesting every dollar that is taken in to fund future growth, then to reduce the analysis by looking at the balance sheet, I have a very hard time understanding why they believe this could make sense. And another thing that I don't understand, because these guys who do that, they all come to the same conclusions, and they all were short Tesla, Iceman, Einhorn, Chainhorse. They all came to the conclusion Tesla must be a shitty business because the balance sheet says so. But they never think about the possibility, hey, maybe Tesla is using every dollar it's taking in to invest in future growth. They also do not even consider, maybe we have an exceptional founder here who knows more than they do. They never come to that conclusion. It never even crosses their mind. They think because, and now I'm assuming, they think they are smarter than everybody else because they made so much money in 2008, 2009, that they know everything. And what I have learned with every year that goes by, with every book that I read, with the more analysis I do, I realize how little I know. There is so much more to know. And I'm just very surprised that these guys do not keep a more open mind to the possibility that there is stuff that they don't see, or that there is somebody who knows more. And I know for sure I would never bet against Elon Musk. I would also never bet against Richard Barton, who is the founder and CEO of Zillow, because if we just go to his Wikipedia, I mean, he has a Wikipedia page, for crying out loud. So He founded Zillow. He founded Expedia. He founded Glassdoor. How arrogant do I have to be to bet against that guy? So my bias, by definition, simply because he has proven to me, or to us, to the world, that he knows what he's doing. I'm either betting with him or I don't bet at all. But I for sure will not bet against him. And when I then look what Price is telling me, Price is hovering here at all-time highs. So the market ain't that stupid either. So if Price is close or is at all-time highs, how likely is it that the shorts are right when already we know that the founder, the CEO, is an exceptional dude? Then the likelihood that the short analysis is right becomes slimmer and slimmer. On top of it, when I think about the housing market, it is almost impossible today to buy a house without touching Zillow in one capacity or another. There is pretty much nobody, no company on the planet who has more data about the housing market than Zillow. And Iceman is using the fact that Zillow moved into the mortgage market, into flipping houses, for his rationale to be short the stock. Because what did he call it? The most flawed business model he has ever seen, or something like that. Big Short investor Steve Eisman says Zillow has one of the most flawed business model he has seen. Sure, Zillow has the most data of anybody. There is nobody can make smarter decisions about flipping houses, about regional buying and selling activity than Zillow. But this guy believes his data is better. I just have a hard time understanding how that makes sense. And for those reasons, I believe that odds are that the catalyst, which is earnings tomorrow, will move the stock higher, and then we will see a short squeeze. And I actually placed a bet or a couple of bets on it already. So here are my current positions, and behind Z multiple, you can see what I currently own. Unfortunately, E-Trade is grouping those trades differently than I intended them to be. So it makes this probably causes more confusion than anything else. But I placed my bet already, and if we go into my orders, I can show you exactly what I bought. Yesterday, I bought the August 14th, so expiration next week Friday. I bought the 80-90 call spread, 20 of those guys for 95 cents. But today, I couldn't help myself. I added to the position, and I bought same expiration, August 14th. I bought the 85 call, but this time naked at 80 cents. No, the limit was 80, and I got filled at 79. Please keep in mind, those bets are very aggressive. The 85 calls, for example, they are more than 20% out of the money, and there's only 7 trading days left. So it really is a gamble. But I do like the risk reward, because if the analysis happens to be right, they will pay out handsomely. And if you happen to enjoy this kind of analysis, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, but also be aware that I do not upload videos that often, because it's very painful for me to record my thoughts. But if you are interested in what I do on a daily basis, you can find more information on quantiyeti.com. I will put a link in the description below.